Tom Holland's Peter Parker is going to die in Spider-Man 4. Yes, you heard that right, guys. It looks like the MCU Peter Parker is going to die in Spider-Man 4. We've got some updates for you today regarding the actual movie itself, and then also what the ending might be. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first bit of updates that we have is that filming for Spider-Man 4 is scheduled to start this fall, aiming for a release in fall of 2025, most likely December, just like No Way Home. That movie released in December and made almost $2 billion during a pandemic, so they probably want to release it in the same month, because it does have a track record of being successful when it's released in that month, so I think it makes sense to do it again. The only concern I have, though, is that this movie has not even started filming yet, so the fact that they're planning on releasing it in fall of 2025 is crazy. This is a movie that's very heavy on special effects and everything, and it's going to take a long time to perfect. So the fact that Sony is pushing for that fall 2025 release date, I think is a little crazy. I do expect it to be delayed, but who knows, maybe they can pull off a miracle. Then the big part of the update here is that the symbiote teased at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home is expected to feature in the movie. Now this comes to us from Daniel RPK, a pretty reliable industry insider, and I do think it makes sense. We had the Venom symbiote teased at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, so it would make sense to continue with that storyline. But the more interesting news about Spider-Man 4 is that a couple of other industry insiders started responding to that leak. Cryptic HD Quality on Twitter, one of the top industry insiders, responded to this bit of news with someone going on top of a casket and rolling over it, basically to symbolize like they're dead but then they're not, meaning that Spider-Man in this movie could be dying and then come back to life. Then another industry insider, Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus, responded to that video that responded to the initial rumor, and he said he'll bounce back. It's not like this will be the first time he died, with a laughing emoji, obviously referencing when he died or got snapped away in Avengers Infinity War. Now this is really interesting because they're basically telling us that Spider-Man is going to die or be dying in Spider-Man 4, and then the Venom symbiote is going to attach itself to Peter and bring him back to life and heal him. Now that is really cool, and I think could work really well for this movie, and we actually saw something really similar to this in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. That game was released in October of 2023, and that's pretty much exactly how Peter gets the black suit in the game. He gets mortally wounded, but then the symbiote heals him and gives him the black suit. So it looks like the MCU is going to be doing pretty much the exact same thing. So yeah, I think that can work really well for the MCU and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but it gets even more interesting because if we look at Holyfield News, a new industry insider, he is saying that the symbiote won't be attracted to our Peter Parker at first, leading it to take possession over someone else's body. Now there's obviously a whole bunch of different people that we could speculate on. It could be the MCU version of Eddie Brock, it could be Flash Thompson, it could be really anybody, but I think it's going to be Scorpion, because there's a lot of rumors that Michael Mando is finally going to become Scorpion in Spider-Man 4 and be working for the Kingpin, hunting down vigilantes, so I think he might end up being the first host of the MCU Venom. And this is really interesting because in the comics, Matt Gargan is a host of Venom, and I think it would be really cool if we get to see maybe Scorpion go up against Spider-Man and maybe Daredevil, and then he ends up losing, or maybe he gets wounded really badly and then they use the Venom symbiote to heal him, but then it takes over him, makes him more aggressive and everything, and wants to kill Spider-Man, and then maybe that's how Peter gets mortally wounded. Maybe it's a stab wound from Scorpion. So yeah, I think that would work really well. I think it would be unique. We've obviously never seen a Venomized Scorpion in live action before, and it ties in with the story really well because we know that Kingpin is going to be hiring a bunch of villains to basically be his muscle in New York, hunting down vigilantes, and Scorpion, I feel, is definitely going to be one of those. And I think the Kingpin might even get his hands on the symbiote and be testing on it, maybe with Alistair Smythe. That would be a cool way to bring him into the story, and then it eventually ends up bonding with Scorpion. Now I think when Peter dies, the symbiote is going to leave Scorpion, or whoever the actual host is in the movie, and transfer itself over to Spider-Man just because he is a much stronger host. And that revival scene is going to be absolutely epic. Like I said, it's going to be similar to the Spider-Man 2 game. Just imagine Peter Parker, Tom Holland, Spider-Man just laying there lifeless, and then you have the Venom goo crawl all over him, bring him to life. You just hear him take a deep breath, open up his eyes, and then he stands up in the black suit and the movie cuts to black. That would be such an incredible ending. I would have goosebumps, the credits just start to roll, it would be so cool. Now, Tom Holland's Peter Parker is rumored to have the suit for multiple films, including Avengers Secret Wars, so that he will be donning the black suit just like he does does in the comics, which I think is great, but I'm really hoping that the suit actually evolves every time we see it, becoming more alien-like, just like we saw in the Spider-Man 2 game. Like, imagine the first time we see it at the end of Spider-Man 4 when it brings him back to life, it looks like the classic Spider-Man black suit that we all know and love, but then maybe we see him again in Spider-Man 5 or Avengers 5, and it starts to alter its appearance a little bit, and then by the time we get to maybe Spider-Man 6, it looks like a full-on alien like it does in Spider-Man 2, like it's taking hold of Peter. I think changing the suit over time would be really cool, and then for Marvel and Disney, that means more toy sales because of the alterations, so they get to make a lot more money based off of selling toys of these different suits. Now, something else that's really interesting is Peter might not want to remove the suit right away. He might feel grateful towards the symbiote for saving his life, and also giving him more power, and he could say it makes him a better Spider-Man, just like Yuri Lowenthal's Peter says in the game. It can start to twist his mind, make him a little bit more aggressive and everything, and I just hope this is all true and it happens, because, man, this symbiote arc in the MCU could be amazing. Then he could lose the suit, obviously, maybe after Secret Wars or after Spider-Man 6, and that can create the MCU 616 version of Venom, who will actually have a white spider on his chest and back, unlike the Sony-verse Venom films. Venom is my favorite Spider-Man villain, and the whole, symbiote arc and all that is like one of my favorite Spider-Man stories, so I really hope they can deliver a fantastic story in live action. But yeah, guys, that is the latest updates for Spider-Man 4. It looks like they're going to be filming this fall. They want to release it in fall of 2025. It looks like Peter is going to die or be dying in this movie, and that the symbiote is going to end up healing him and giving him the black suit. And this is all very, very exciting. I really hope they can pull this all off. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments about all of this. Are you excited for the Venom symbiote arc in the MCU? And do you think he's actually going to get the black suit at the end of Spider-Man 4? Now, keep in mind this is all rumors, it's not confirmed or anything, but I do think it makes a lot of sense for the direction of Spider-Man within the MCU. So guys, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and rumors regarding Spider-Man 4, make sure you subscribe. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.